Now, we've talked so much about George Gascon. I signed the Gascon recall initiative the other day. There was a signature gatherer with a table in front of my local grocery store, so I got that. I got that accomplished. We've talked a lot about the victims of crimes and their families affected by Gascon's crazed policies as DA. But there's another class of victims. It's some of the people who work in his office, the employees, the prosecutors. We're going to tell you about Jody Link, 26 years, and her career was derailed in October of 2021. She was the number 2 prosecutor in the sex crimes division of the district attorney's office. She has been reassigned, demoted over a particular case, and we're going to have this case explained by Eric Siddall, who's been on our show frequently, vice president of the Association of LA County Deputy District Attorneys, because Link is suing LA County over what Gascon has done to her career. And Eric, thank you for your time. Thank you for coming on again.
Thank you for having me. I always appreciate it.
Now, I know this case is a little bit complicated, but if you could explain it so regular people could understand what Gascon did to Jody Link and why he did it.
Okay, well, let me just first tell you who Jody Link is. She's a career prosecutor in our office. She has basically trained almost every single deputy district attorney in the district attorney's office on how to handle a domestic violence case, how to prosecute a sex case. She trained me. I worked under her when I was doing sex cases and domestic violence cases. She has trained law enforcement from the Sheriff's Department to LAPD. She has trained federal prosecutors. So this is a very experienced, very valued person of our office. And she's been in management for a pretty long time, and one of her last positions was she was the assistant head of the sex crimes division, which is, again, the division that handles all the big sex cases in the DA's office, like the Harvey Weinstein case. So, impeccable credentials, right?
Yeah.
What happened was she was actually following their orders, and so was the person that was working under her, Mr. Matoba. They were brought a case, the Breckenridge case, and this was a brutal rape that another friend of mine in the office actually prosecuted. And he was convicted in 1992, and they were basically following what the rule was. And, as you know, George Gascon created these blanket policies, and one of the policies that he's always been advocating for is that no criminals should not spend over 15 years in prison. And he says most sentences over 15 years are worthless. And I think that's actually what he has called them, worthless.
Yeah. Let me just point out, Breckenridge is now 57. He was convicted in 1992 of brutally raping 2 women in Baldwin Hills, L.A. He got a 73-year sentence in 92.
Right. So that's exactly right. So he gets a 73-year sentence, and they want to take advantage of Gascon's policies that you guys have talked about so many times and brought to the public's attention about how he believes in lower sentences. And so Jody and Matoba get penalized for actually following the orders of the district attorney by saying that they were not going to oppose lowering this guy's sentence. And that's really what the crux of this lawsuit is, that he's now even penalizing people who follow his orders for the simple reason that this case got some media attention. And the media attention exposed the absurdity of his policy of saying that sentences over 15 years are worthless.
So because Jody Link and Michael Matoba, they both ended up getting demoted, even though they agreed to follow his policy on this. It's just somehow this story leaked to the media, or the media got interested in it.
Right. And that's what we see time and time again, right? Once the media, and, God bless you guys, because you guys expose the absurdity of his policies. Once the media starts to examine what the real consequences of his policies are, which are rapists are getting deals. Neo-Nazis are getting deals. Multiple murderers are getting deals of getting out early. So once the media starts exposing it, what does he do? He says, you know what? This is not my fault. This is someone else's fault. This is Jody Link's fault. This is Matova's fault. And that's what he does. And now there's a lawsuit because they were following his orders, and now he's retaliating against them. And let's not forget, the taxpayer is the one who's going to pay for this lawsuit, not George Gascon.
So he did this just out of a fit of anger because this story randomly got a lot of media attention. I think Channel 7 had delved into the story, and it made him look bad. But everybody was following his directive. And he looks bad because the directive's insane.
Exactly. And we shouldn't be surprised, right? We saw this with the Tubbs case that you guys also covered.
Yeah.
Basically, Tubbs got a sweetheart deal because he was, he was a juvenile when he committed the crime, and Gascon said no juveniles should ever go to adult court or criminal court. And because of that, this guy got a sweetheart deal. And then he reversed policy because why? Because the media, again, showed how absurd the policy was. And, of course, once he realizes that, once he gets embarrassed, he changes course.
I'm just amazed how chaotic your office is now. It's like hard to keep track of all that's going on. Every day there's something.
Well, here's the joke, right? If you question his orders, you get retaliated against. If you follow his orders, you get retaliated against. So really, whatever you do, you're going to eventually get retaliated against.
He does know that criminal cases are in the public domain, that taxpayers are paying for the whole system, so we get to have a report on what's going on in the courts, especially with felony violent criminals like this.
Let's remember, this guy hates transparency. He hates the ability for the media to be able to criticize and examine his policies. We as an association have time and time again asked for Public Records Act requests. He always denies them, saying they're overburdensome. This is one of the most, this current administration does not believe in transparency, does not believe that the public should be scrutinizing his individual cases or his policies. He thinks that somehow he's almost like godlike and everyone just needs to follow his directives and stop questioning things.
Yeah, he doesn't want us to know what's going on, does he?
No, not at all. So
I don't know how you're all doing it. I mean, this has just got to be extremely stressful for all the assistant DAs and all the staff members in the office. It's been going on for a year and a half now.
Well, like you said, there's a recall going on, and thank you for signing the petition, because I think this is what we need to have things change. The only way to change the course of your public prosecution office is to get rid of the man who's causing this chaos, who refuses to follow the law, who is a friend to criminals, and who retaliates against his own people for doing their job.
And what was the outcome of the Breckenridge case?
I think eventually the office did oppose it, and that was once a lot of shame and heartache was given to the administration. So they kind of reversed course. And as you know, this is an administration that whenever the public starts to look at the absurdity of his policies, he immediately reverses course.
Right, and the judge denied the resentencing request.
That's from what I understand.
Yeah, that's what I have here in the news story, Judge Bork. All right, well, listen, Eric, thank you for the story. Really, really bizarre. I feel bad for what's happened to Jody Link, but maybe soon Gascon gets recalled and everybody can reboot their lives.
I think hopefully by November you will have a district attorney's office that's interested in public safety and is transparent and returns back to good government.
All right, Eric, we'll talk with you again soon. Thank you very much.
Hey, thank you. Bye.
Eric Siddall.